This is how to play an E minor chord on the guitar. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate several ways to play the E minor chord. And if you're a beginner, I'm going to start out very basic, and then we'll get more and more advanced as we go. Let's begin. Put your second finger on the second fret of the A string, kind of in the middle right here. Then put your third finger kind of right beside it, very close, and right underneath. Put that on the second fret of the D string. And make sure your finger is nice and curved, like this. You don't want it to be flat, but you want it to be curved so that the G, B, and E string will ring open. And then also make sure your pinky's not hanging out there, but it's kind of hugging the third finger. And also make sure this finger is not accidentally too high, muting the low E string, because you do want to use that string as well. So you let that ring open. And you don't have to put your first finger in the air like that. I'm just doing that to show that I'm not using it. The reason you want to use your second and third finger, not your first and second, is because you can switch to an E major chord easily with your first finger by just putting it on the first fret of the G string. And that makes the chord E major. And then just remove your first finger and then it's E minor. So that's the most popular way to play the E minor chord, but I'm going to show some other unique ways you may have not seen before. It's going to sound good, and it's all going to be E minor. So this one, you put your first finger on the 7th fret of the A string. Then you put your third finger on the 9th fret of the D string. Put your pinky on the 9th fret of the G string, and put your second finger on the 8th fret of the B string. And then if you can, you could do a barre chord, and that's where you're going to play with your first finger the high E string with this part of your finger right here. So really it's playing on the 7th fret of all these first 5 strings like this. It's just you're adding these fingers over here, so altogether it's like this. So that's called an E minor barre chord, and if you're having a hard time with barre chords, I have another video where I show a simple exercise that you do every day, and before you know it, you'll be able to play almost any barre chord. I'll put the link in the description. Please check it out. And here's another E minor chord that's very similar to that, but only using the first 3 strings. So this one, you put your third finger on the 9th fret of the G string, second finger on the 8th fret of the B string, and your first finger on the 7th fret of the high E string. So all together. You can get some really nice sounds on the electric guitar with this chord. Here's another way to play the E minor chord. So this one, you put your second finger on the 4th fret of the G string, your third finger on the 5th fret of the B string, and your first finger on the 3rd fret of the high E string. So all together. Here's another E minor chord that you may not play on the acoustic guitar, but it may sound great on the electric guitar. So this one, you use your first finger across the 12th fret, the first 3 strings. If you'd like to watch more of my videos, just search Guitarincrease. I'm Brett. I hope to hear from you soon in the comments.